All right, Big Ten, Minnesota, UCLA. We've got the Golden Gophers, 5.5-point road favorites, 40 the total in this game. I mean, I lean under in this game. Whose offense is moving the ball? You know, UCLA with Ethan Garbage. Oh, sorry. I mean, Ethan Garbers. I don't know if he's moving the ball against Minnesota. Minnesota's offense is still very, pedestrian. I know they won great win against USC last week, but it was really more so the defense really clamped down than anything that Max Brosmer and the Minnesota offense did. So I understand why that total is 40, the way it is right there in that game. Look at this UCLA team, 13-7. They haven't cracked 20 points this season. Even the game they won against Hawaii, they only scored 16. They haven't scored 20 in a game this year, UCLA.
The offense is bad. Yeah, it's really bad.
It's not very good. And in fact, actually, it was not Garbers last week. It was Justin Martin getting the nod at quarterback for Penn State. Not much better, though. It's okay, but again, there's just not a lot of playmakers. The O-line's not very good. I don't think the play calling's that good. It's just not a very good Minnesota UCLA offense right now. But their defense is at times hung in there. I mean, you have to factor in they played Penn State, they played Oregon, LSU. They've given up Indiana, but they've gotten better. They've definitely gotten better week by week. Indiana was a disaster. LSU wasn't great. Oregon, they hung in there, though. They did get a pick six of Dylan Gabriel. And I thought they hung in there really well against a good Penn State offense. They're definitely making strides on defense here in this game. For the first, 1-4, obviously, against the or 3-2, I should say. They did cover They've covered 3 in a row, actually, UCLA. Keep that in mind. 17-point loss at LSU, but they covered. 21-point loss against Oregon at home, but they covered. They were 23.5-point dogs. 29.5-point dogs at Penn State. They lose by 16. And then you've got Minnesota coming off a huge win. They're going nuts at the TCF Bank Stadium. The big win against USC saves the job of PJ Fleck temporarily. Now, after a win like that, you got to go all the way to the West Coast, which is, I think this is the first time Minnesota's doing that this year. Yeah, this is their first West Coast game in the new look Big Ten, taking on UCLA. I'm leaning Bruins, crazy as it is to say. They've covered 3 in a row. I worried like hell about their offense moving the football, but I don't know if Minnesota's marking football up and down the field either in this game against UCLA's defense and a potential hangover spot after the win against USC. So UCLA and under, I'm leaning in that direction with this game, side and total. C-Mac, what do you think?
Yeah, UCLA covering. They got the last second touchdown, in the last seconds of that game. The defense, it has hung around a little bit, has been awful. And can Martin here at home, maybe have a better game against, defense that's solid in Minnesota, but not as good as Penn State. That's a
baptism by fire. You're right about that, playing against Penn State for your first start.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
It's questionable. Yes. If it is Martin again, this will be a little more digestible at home against Minnesota.
Yeah, he's not playing in front of 101,000 there at Penn State. And I thought, when I saw this line, UCLA's covered these big numbers, and Minnesota wins. They ran the football great. Can they do that? Like UCLA, maybe hold them in check. Not as good as last year, their run defense. I was hoping this was going to be over 7. Man. I was like, if this was over a touchdown or 8, I was going to pound UCLA, and it's 5.5. This is super sharp, I think. Yeah. I can't take them. I lean under 40 here. I wanted to look at it a little bit more just because UCLA hasn't been able to score points. If they're in this game, it's going to have to be 17-13. I don't know, unless Martin all of a sudden can turn this offense around that just doesn't have playmakers. Tough. It's just for now, it's just a pass after all that.
Nothing wrong with that.